So the first thing we have to do is we have to load in this file right here. And if you look at this file, you can see that we have text and numbers all in the same file. So we have to separate those, and the way we do that is we use this format right here, and it'll take them both out separately. And once we have the data separate from the text, we can take the text and we can use these to get our materials and our asteroid names from that. Now once we have that, we can do our data validation since we have the data separate. So here we have numbers that don't match. So what we're going to do is we're going to look through all of these columns and rows one by one, and we're going to find where the data is not equal to 0 and where it's not equal to 1. So if it's not equal to 0 or 1, then we'll have something like this. So right here, this isn't 0 or 1. So this asteroid we don't know if it has nitrogen or not, because it's not a 0 or a 1. So what our code's going to do is going to look through that. It's going to ask us if it contains nitrogen or if it doesn't. We're going to say yes. It's asking us if the other one, yes. The third one, yes. And if we look at the data after, it's going to be a 1 for all of those that were 100s. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to ask them which two materials we want them to search for. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to ask them to select the first one, and then we're going to remove that selection from the vector, and we're going to ask them again. So what that's going to look like is we have this menu, we select iron, we select hydrogen, and we don't have iron on the second menu. And once we have both of our selections, the way that we find which asteroids have both of those is we use logicals. So first we use logicals to find which, we make a logical that'll show both of the materials, and then we try and match that up with all of the data and see which ones have both. So once we find that, we take the length of the vector of all the asteroids and how long the vector is, how many values there are, and we use those to make our output statement. So for this one, we have, let's see, L. So we have 5 asteroids that have both of those materials. So since L is greater than or equal to 2, we print the asteroids, we print the names of them, then we print the last asteroid, and then the materials that it contains. So we have this right here. And if we have no asteroids that match our data, then it will output it as such. And we get this.